Biafra Liberation Army Commander Gentle and his boys engaged Ebubeagu Okigwe commander and his boys in a brutal gun battle in Okigwe, Imo State. In the aftermath of the brutal conflict, Ebubeagu security forces reportedly captured and killed a former Eastern Security Network (ESN) soldier in Okigwe, who was then forced to expose Gentle Deyahu, a commander of the Biafra Liberation Army in the area. Ebubeagu commander accused Biafra Liberation Army commander Gentle and his group of kidnapping, car theft, and using violence against civilians. Ebubeagu commander claims they found a hideout where his group usually eats and vowed to destroy it. This news update highlights internal conflicts between Ebubeagu security forces and Biafra Liberation Army, accusing each other of betrayal and undermining the movement. A critic criticizes the ongoing infighting, saying that if all Biafra-aligned forces are united, external threats like Fulani herdsmen would be powerless in Biafra land. A figure named Ken is accused of sabotaging the Biafran struggle from within, allegedly working with the Nigerian government and leaking internal documents. The critic defends Biafran Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, claiming he is being falsely accused by internal enemies and corrupt Nigerian authorities. A passionate plea is made for all Igbo and Biafran groups to stop fighting each other and instead unite under one umbrella for the sake of independence. Some critics hails Ngozi Orabueze for her leadership and declares continued loyalty to her and the declared independent Biafra state. They accuse the Nigerian government and military of corruption and misinformation, including false extradition claims against Biafra leaders abroad. They appeal to Biafrans to stay strong, be united, and continue the struggle peacefully. The events that unfolded in Okigwe, a city nestled within Imo State in southeastern Nigeria, paint a troubling picture of internal strife, mistrust, and growing disunity among groups that once stood for the same cause, the independence of Biafra. In a dramatic and violent confrontation, the Biafra Liberation Army, led by a commander known as Gentle Deyahu, clashed fiercely with the local commander of the Ebubeagu security force and his unit. This was not an isolated encounter, but a brutal gun battle that left fear and confusion in its wake. The streets of Okigwe trembled under the thunder of gunfire, and ordinary residents were caught in the middle of a battle between two factions that claimed to defend the same land and people. According to reports that emerged from this incident, the Ebubeagu forces managed to capture and subsequently kill a former soldier of the Eastern Security Network. This individual, under extreme duress, reportedly disclosed the location and details of Commander Gentle Deyahu's activities and whereabouts. Following this forced confession, the Ebubeagu commander accused Gentle and his Biafra Liberation Army group of a range of serious crimes, from kidnapping and car theft to acts of violence against civilians. This conflict is far more than just a territorial battle. It reveals deep fractures within movements that once presented a united front. The accusations hurled back and forth go beyond tactical disagreements and touch on betrayal, misinformation, and internal sabotage. The commander of the Ebubeagu group claimed to have discovered a hideout frequently used by Gentle's unit for meals and rest, and he vowed to destroy it. The atmosphere was one of vengeance and retaliation rather than any coordinated plan to achieve security or independence. One cannot ignore the implications of these claims and actions. The Ebubeagu commander alleged that members of the Biafra Liberation Army, under Gentle's leadership, were involved in abducting civilians, stealing cars, repainting them, and then selling them off to unsuspecting buyers. Whether these allegations are proven or not, such statements deepen distrust among Biafrans and fuel the sense that the movement for independence is being undermined from within. Amidst the chaos, a strong voice of criticism has emerged, calling out the infighting and urging all Biafran-aligned groups to put aside their differences. A prominent commentator in a viral video lamented the energy wasted on internal battles. He posed a sobering question. What if all this military and organizational strength were instead focused on protecting the land from external aggressors like the Fulani herdsmen, who have long been accused of raiding farms and villages across the southeastern region? The critic expressed genuine frustration over the situation in Enugu State, where farmers and villagers reportedly still live in fear of attacks. According to him, if the Biafra Liberation Army and Ebubeagu were united, no group would dare to cross into Biafra land to harm innocent people. But as things stand, the movement appears fractured, with each group more interested in fighting the other than protecting the people. Adding another layer to this unfolding drama are the political undertones and power struggles playing out behind the scenes. A man named Ken has come under fire from critics who accuse him of working with the Nigerian government to sabotage the Biafran movement from within. These critics claim that Ken leaked sensitive documents and contributed to the arrest and legal troubles of Simon Ekpa, the widely recognized Biafran Prime Minister currently in exile. Simon Ekpa, a controversial but deeply influential figure, continues to enjoy the support of many within the Biafran movement, despite attempts by internal and external actors to discredit him. His supporters argue that he has been falsely accused by individuals who seek to derail the struggle and compromise the movement's leadership. They accuse the Nigerian government of spreading misinformation, even faking documents and making false extradition attempts against Biafran leaders in the diaspora. The most passionate appeal, however, came from supporters of another respected figure in the movement, Ngozi Orubueze. She has been praised for her leadership and steadfastness in the face of so much turmoil. Her followers have declared their continued loyalty to her and to the declared independent state of Biafra. For them, she represents stability and vision at a time when the movement is being torn apart by suspicion, ambition, and ego. What emerges from all of this is a plea for unity. Voices across the Biafran landscape are crying out for reconciliation. They are urging every faction, whether from the Biafra Liberation Army, the Eastern Security Network, or the Ebubeagu Security Force, to set aside personal grievances and unite for the greater good. The call is not just about ending the violence. It is about rediscovering the original purpose of the struggle, the liberation and protection of the Igbo people and the establishment of an independent Biafran nation. And yet, amid these calls for unity, the divisions seem to run deep. There is growing frustration with those who, instead of fighting the external forces threatening Biafra land, are busy tearing down their fellow Biafrans. The distrust has led to baseless accusations, retaliatory violence, and public humiliation, all in the name of a cause that was meant to uplift a people, not divide them. There is also a legal and international dimension to this conflict. The speaker in the video shared insights about life in the European Union, particularly in Finland, where many Biafran activists have taken refuge. He explained the challenges they face in expressing their political views without violating local laws. Data protection laws, employment regulations, and immigration scrutiny make it difficult to freely share information or organize events. He spoke passionately about maintaining professionalism and integrity, especially when so much is at stake. He insisted that Biafran leaders abroad, including Simon Ekpa, were operating within the boundaries of international law and were being targeted unfairly by Nigerian authorities. According to him, False accusations and fabricated documents were being used in attempts to silence these leaders. The struggle, he insisted, must be pursued peacefully, legally and strategically, not with violence, infighting or misinformation. In his final words, the speaker echoed a message of hope and encouragement. He called on every Biafran to stand tall, stay informed and remain united. He emphasized the importance of leadership, especially leaders who act with transparency and honesty. He declared unwavering support for those who have remained true to the vision of an independent Biafran state and rejected all attempts to divide or exploit the movement. As the dust settles in Okigwe and the pain of betrayal and bloodshed lingers in the air, the question remains: can the Biafran movement heal from within? Can it rise above petty rivalries and come together with one voice, one purpose, and one direction? Only time will tell. But if the spirit of unity that once inspired the quest for Biafra is to survive, then reconciliation and collective purpose must triumph over division. Until then, the people wait, some in hope, some in fear, for the promise of Biafra to shine again.
Yes, life at Obediti Junction, purely life. They are back in the idiots, half of the bike have also. They ran away with their bike and so many other things. Obediti Junction, Cow Gawanambara, Cow Nanga Umunze. This road now leads to Umunze life. We are here live with our troops. The idiots don't run away. They have completely run away. In their canal, from here, Umunze is no longer far from here. Umunze is no longer far from here. Everywhere they have run away. Obediti Junction. Obediti Junction. We are live. We are live. One of here live. Car shop ambassador. They are food vendor. Obediti Junction. Ambassador shop. They are full plug vendor. Everyone Arichahahi Haji Arashi. Ari Entari Muhaho. Ikahaji stupid set of humans. Useless set of humans. This shop now will go down in a second. It is going down in a second. Thunder fire their face. Thunder fire their papa. This is it. Ambassador shop. No, Obediti Junction. Obediti Junction. Resolve. These are cars they packed. These are cars they stole it and packed it. Look at it. People's cars. People's cars. Imagine. The owners of these cars have been killed and destroyed. They died for what they don't know. After they have withdrawn every single money in their account. Wickedness. Somebody will just come out and be telling us, they are not for kidnapper, they are not for robbery. Useless idiot. Thunder will fire you. Come out and fight now, idiot. Look at it, people's cars. They have a hair top of plate number. In the ocean. And they paint the idea in the ocean. Useless set of humans. They are not for kidnappers. They are not for armed robbers. Idiots are not for fully loaded truck. They are repenting it. Look at it. Someone's sweat. Everyone is like a boy where go conductor. You don't even lay cartons, baskets of goods, Madubu.
So Wonderful people of Biafra, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you, pending your time zone and where you are hearing and watching me from this very wonderful morning. My brothers and sisters, I want to appreciate you guys. I want to greet you guys for, giving me the opportunity to always talk to you guys, tell you what is actually happening in Finland, because we do have companies everywhere in London. We have in London, we have in France, we have in Finland. Our company travels round the EU to do their project. Okay, so there is nothing I'm telling you that is lies or whatever. So if I want, I can be at any place at any time I need to be, because sometimes I go on a visit to each of our company. Sometimes my boss will say, okay, Stephen, I want you to work in so place. Rosie, I want you to work in this so place. So I don't have a choice rather than to go. So that's why sometimes you don't see me on air, but that's fine. There is what they call in this country procedures to everything. The procedure to everything is, number one, we have rules of engagement, and the rules of engagement is, if you come to your company, there is what they call company policy. Those policies are what you have to keep. Number one, you can't stay in your office and start making videos, which is very wrong. And secondly, there's what they call data protection of every citizens of this country, and that data protections includes that you must not get anybody in your picture or camera coverage without their consent. If you do that, those people can sue you, and practically you might be arrested and you might be charged to court. And when they charge you to court, you practically will pay fine. And another thing that will follow it is that you practically may not have your job again. You practically may lose your job. So for those of them who say, oh, I can't do that because this is company's policy. But one thing I'm assuring you is that whatever I'm telling you is in line with what Obato Obiewa, Prime Minister, has laid down and has laid the foundation down for us to follow. And that is what Madam Ngozi Orabweze is doing. That is what everybody that is supporting Biafra is doing. Genuinely. I am not here because Obato Obiewa is not here, and I am here to extort Biafrans, which I'm not going to do that. And these people went ahead and started accusing me. Oh, my brothers and sisters. Nah, ejira kamadi shiwe, ajira kamadi ha. Wala amalo onye siye kume. Because you just, people just come, if they don't see what to say about you, they start spinning lies. And we are in a very cozy weather, in this place. Chukwuma Soludo was shouting everywhere. Okay, Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa is a thief, he's a criminal, he's looting people, he's doing this, we have evidence. None of them came to Finland. General Christopher Musa was in Nigeria doing all his shenanigans, telling people falsehood, peddling lies to people. We didn't know that it was practically assumptionally that it was Ogenkere that they were allegedly giving documents to submit on behalf of Nigeria. Can you see how corrupt Tinubu government is? Can you see how corrupt the Nigerian system is? And this man called Ogenkere. And when we say Ogenkere, come and take question and answer from Biafrans. You say you are the one room apartment APM of Biafrans. Okay, come out and take question. Ogenkere never did. Yet what they are doing is saga. And I'm not here for saga. We are here to make sure that Biafra is completely standing as a nation. We are not here for saga. I'm not here for saga. You can never see me do saga. And the reason why I did the videos I did in the morning is to prove to Biafrans. Because when you're not able, they will be talking trash. They will be talking, rubbish. People without brain and people without shame. Ogenkere, come out and defend yourself. I still challenge you. You are a criminal. You are a thief. Proving, if you are not, up till today we see you as that. Come and prove yourself innocent. Ogenkere was the eyes of the Nigerian terrorist government in that cabinet. And that was why when they told him to come and give account, because our prime minister smelled rats. Ogenkere told him he was driving. It wasn't immediately that the Prime Minister said Ogenkere, it wasn't that same day that the Prime Minister asked Ogenkere to come and do accounts. That was when Ogenkere was, that was when Prime Minister was arrested, called for questioning, I mean to say. It was after some days. So what happened the first, the third, and the fourth day, and the fifth day? Then Ogenkere never did. When they went to Finland, because I was supposed to be in Finland at the time, I had exams. To be honest, that was what happened. I was supposed to be in Finland at the time, and I had exams that was correlating with my job at the same time, so I couldn't leave. When they went to Finland, you could see that none of them were happy because Madam Orabueze declared the independent state of Biafra, and that is on that mandate we are standing. Why can't these people get it? We are standing on the mandate of Madam Orabueze. It is as simple as that. So whatever any other person is carrying at the back of their mind is their business. Now Ogenkere did not do that. Then after the redeclaration of the independent state of Biafra, that everybody has come back, everywhere rejoicing, and you know, I was even rejoicing. I heard that the cabinet was dissolved. I was even asking why, what happened? Why would this happen? Because I was, at the time, I wasn't talking to anybody in the cabinet. I wasn't even working with the cabinet members. So I kept quiet. I didn't banter that. I was doing my own thing, because I never wanted Biafrans to be demoralized. Because when this thing happened to our leader, Obatobie, everybody was demoralized. So I kept on, you know, piloting how the European Union law works. And most of you, when you go to my video, you find out that I was always preaching on, you know, how the European Union was judiciary and their jurisdiction works. Why? Because Musa came out and said they were going to extradite our prime minister, and I came out and said that is humanly impossible, because we know the laws here. So you could see people coming to peddle lies against Obatobie. Now this Ogenkere flew back to Finland in submission of documentation. That document is submitted. What was he all about? To the extent that they wrote that same letter to Madam Orabueze, our present deputy prime minister. You could see that these people are very shady, and we're not going to be scared of you. Ogenkere can never stand me in any way. If he knows and if he thinks he is innocent, let him come and challenge me himself, and I will speak to him man to man, not one stupid woman and one useless woman in France talking carelessly, which I would never attend to her anymore. Because the reason why I did that video I did in the morning was for you people to know that this is what is happening and this is my position, which I'm not supposed to be telling you people here. My name and the mother for Tana mother can destroy the liberation, can destroy one person, just the hate, just for the hatred of the one person. That is why they are doing what they are doing, and we know them very well. Obatobie taught me well. Simon Eber taught us well. They taught me well. So we are not shaking. We are not shaking. And I continue to say one thing I used to say every single day, that if Madam Orabueze gave any of us, including me, money to do what I'm doing on planet, may he not be well with me. But if he does not, anybody that opens their mouth to say that, may he not be well with that person. And also, may he not be well with that person. So Ogenkere should come and tell us, because Ogenkere was the eyes. Ogenkere was the person that they were using to perpetrate their evil. If Ogenkere said he's not, let him come out and prove himself innocent. Because a person is presumed innocent until he's found guilty. Is it? So let him come out. And you know, because enough of this nonsense. Biafrans needs to know the truth. Ogenkere is the reason why our leader is where he is today, and the shameful thing about this thing is coming out very soon. Because imagine, Finland, they met their documentation, check it, what do you have for against our prime minister? Do you understand? So they were about to release him. All of a sudden we heard that, you know, that he has been they start reinvestigating him again. You see what I mean? So Oge Nkere knew what happened to our prime minister. And you can see I'm not rejecting when I'm saying it. I'm saying it with all my heart. You know what happened to our prime minister. And until that, you still remain a suspect. Come and prove yourself innocent. If you don't, then you forever shut your mouth because you have nothing to offer to Biafrans. Thank you, Biafrans. And remember, on the 30th of next month, we are going to be having a new liaison office in United States. We are going to update Biafra on that. Please disregard anything that is flying on the internet space, because all those people that are trying to distract you, they are thieves and they are scammers. Biafrans, may God bless you all. We love you. And much respect to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Much respect to our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. And much respect to our surrogate, the surrogate of our Prime Minister, Dr. Madam Ngozi Orabueze. Excellency, we say this today for the first time. We love your job. We love what you're doing for Biafrans, and may God bless you all.
This is the end of our news update. Please click the icon on the top right corner of your screen to watch my next video. You will enjoy it. I will see you again in my next update. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye for now.